going for a Montana accent, but she's educated. She's from a very, very wealthy...
Kelly Reilly's journey to becoming one of the most respected actresses in the industry is anything but typical. Growing up in Chessington, Surrey, Kelly came from a working-class family, where things weren't always easy. Her father worked as a police officer, and her mother was a hospital receptionist, balancing long shifts with the demands of daily life. Their life was simple, and they taught Kelly the value of hard work, honesty, and resilience. There were no luxuries, just the kind of family values that would later shape Kelly's career. As a child, Kelly was shy and introverted. She went to Tolworth Girls' School, where she often felt invisible. She wasn't the one raising her hand in class or making waves with her peers. In fact, she struggled to fit into the traditional mold of a model student. But when she discovered drama, everything changed. For the first time, Kelly found a place where she felt seen, a place where her quiet personality could shine. Drama became her escape, her voice, and the spark that would later fuel her rise to fame. It wasn't an overnight success. Kelly's journey to the stage and the screen was a slow and steady climb. She started small, taking on minor roles in school plays, but each performance built her confidence. Applause from an audience became her motivation, and a kind word from a teacher was the encouragement she needed. Drama gave her a way out of the shadows, showing her that there was more to life than being overlooked. This was the start of something big, not just for her career, but for her sense of self. As Kelly's love for acting grew, so did her determination. She didn't have the traditional path many other actors took. While most people attend drama schools, Kelly chose a different route. She didn't wait for opportunities to come to her. Instead, she made them happen. Every week, she sent letters to the casting team of Prime Suspect, hoping for a chance to prove herself. And it paid off. At just 16, she landed a role in Prime Suspect 4, Inner Circle, playing a troubled schoolgirl framed for murder. It was a heavy role, a far cry from what you'd expect a teenager to tackle. But Kelly embraced the challenge and, alongside acting legend Helen Mirren, showed that she could hold her own. What made this even more impressive was that Kelly didn't attend a fancy drama school. While others studied for years, Kelly learned by doing. She didn't follow the usual route of rehearsing and memorizing scripts in a classroom. Instead, she took to the stage and performed in showcases, putting herself out there in front of casting directors and agents. It was a raw and risky approach, but it worked. She didn't need formal training to prove she had the talent. Her experience and commitment spoke for itself. Kelly's big break came with the support of mentors like Helen Mirren, who recognized her potential early on. Mirren praised Kelly's raw talent and was one of the first to call her a star in the making. Their collaboration continued, and over the years, Kelly's work grew, gaining respect from critics and directors alike. Her rise wasn't based on luck, it was built on relentless determination, a strong work ethic, and a willingness to step out of her comfort zone. Kelly's career took a massive leap when she was cast as Beth Dutton in Yellowstone. This role would become one of her most iconic, but it didn't come without its challenges. When Kelly first read the script, she had no experience in the Western genre, and she wasn't sure she could pull it off. But Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, saw something in her that she didn't even see in herself. Without an audition, he offered her the role, and Kelly's life changed forever. Beth Dutton was fierce, complex, and emotional, nothing like the roles Kelly had played before. It was terrifying at first, but it was also an opportunity she couldn't let slip away. The connection Kelly formed with her co-star Kevin Costner was another key part of bringing Beth to life. Their father-daughter relationship on screen was both tough and tender, and their chemistry made the show feel even more real. Kelly has spoken about how generous and supportive Kevin was throughout the filming process. He wasn't just a fellow actor, he was someone who helped guide her, especially through the most emotionally taxing scenes. Their bond blurred the lines between acting and reality, making their scenes together some of the most powerful moments in the show. Kelly's portrayal of Beth was raw, fearless, and deeply emotional. However, playing such an intense role wasn't easy. The emotional weight of Beth's character took a toll on Kelly. She would often find herself drained after filming, sometimes even forgetting the scenes she had shot. The physical demands were equally tough, like when Kelly had to endure hours of makeup for a burn scene. Despite the exhaustion, Kelly pushed through, knowing that this role was something special. Playing Beth felt like an ongoing battle, but it was also one of the most rewarding experiences of her career. Behind the scenes, things weren't as smooth as they appeared on screen. As Yellowstone grew in popularity, so did the tension between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan, the show's creator. Kelly, however, stayed loyal to Kevin throughout the entire situation. While others distanced themselves, Kelly quietly supported him, especially when he made the decision to pursue his passion project, Horizon. Kevin had asked for a shorter shooting schedule for Yellowstone, But when talks with Sheridan broke down, it led to the abrupt departure of Costner's character, John Dutton. It was a tough situation, but Kelly understood Kevin's choice. She admired his courage to go after something he deeply cared about, even if it meant stepping away from the show. Despite the turmoil surrounding the show's production, Kelly kept her focus on her work. She didn't speak out publicly about the drama, but those close to her knew how deeply the situation affected her. The tension on set was palpable, and the absence of Costner left a noticeable void. For Kelly, the struggle wasn't just professional, it was personal too. She had already faced her share of heartbreak in her own life, and this situation brought up many of those feelings again. The pressures of Hollywood were starting to take a toll, and at times, acting became more than just a job, it became a way to process her emotions. Kelly's personal life wasn't always easy either. She had her own battles with love, loss, and heartbreak. The end of her engagement with Jonah Lawton in 2009 left her shaken. She kept quiet about the reasons behind the breakup, but the silence only fueled the mystery. It was clear that Kelly was no stranger to emotional turmoil, but through it all, she remained determined to push forward, both in her personal life and in her career. She found solace in her work, and that's where she channeled her energy. Even when things felt uncertain, Kelly knew that her art, her acting, was something she could always turn to. As Kelly's time with Yellowstone came to a close, she found herself at a crossroads. Leaving behind a role as iconic as Beth Dutton wasn't easy, but Kelly knew it was time for a new chapter in her career. After nearly a decade of playing such a complex and demanding character, she felt the need to move on and explore new opportunities. But stepping away from Beth wasn't about rejecting the character or the show, it was about embracing new challenges and evolving as an actress. Kelly was ready to take on roles that would push her further, and in 2025, she found just that with two exciting projects on the horizon. One of these projects is Under Marsh, a crime thriller where Kelly will play Jackie Ellis, a former detective who must investigate the death of a young student in a small Welsh town. This role is a significant departure from Beth Dutton, but it presents a whole new set of challenges. Kelly's character will face dark secrets and personal struggles, diving deep into a narrative of redemption and truth. This change of pace allows Kelly to explore a more complex and subtle type of performance, one that shows the breadth of her talent beyond the rough-and-tumble world of Yellowstone. Kelly is also set to star in Last Meals, a film alongside Samuel L. Jackson. This movie focuses on the unlikely bond between a disgraced chef and a man on death row, exploring themes of guilt, regret, and human connection. With both projects in production, Kelly's future in Hollywood is filled with potential. Her career is moving into a space where she can take on diverse roles, showing the world that there's so much more to her as an actress. The journey that started with a shy, humble girl in Surrey has now evolved into a powerhouse career with endless possibilities. And as Kelly steps into this new chapter, it's clear that she's not done making her mark just yet. Kelly Reilly's journey from a shy girl in Surrey to one of Hollywood's most respected actresses is nothing short of inspiring. Through years of hard work, raw talent, and a fierce commitment to her craft, Kelly has proven that resilience and passion can take you places even when the odds are stacked against you. Her performances have not only captivated audiences but have also left a lasting impact on the industry, whether it's playing the complex Beth Dutton or taking on new, exciting roles that challenge her in different ways. What can we learn from Kelly's story? It's a reminder that the path to success is rarely easy or straightforward. It's about pushing through setbacks, staying true to yourself, and embracing new opportunities, even when they scare you. Kelly's willingness to evolve as an artist and her dedication to her craft show us that growth comes from taking risks and embracing change. If Kelly's journey inspired you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about strength, perseverance, and the power of following your passion. Let us know how Kelly's story has touched you in the comments below. What lessons can we all take from her remarkable career?